The playoffs, the second round, one step closer to a title. How much damage can one man do to Miami? Nearly 40 a game during the season.
Carter cutting, the lob. With the reverse.
The Heat have the talent to match point for point. Do they still have the strength to cut down the Nets? Amplified drama on TNT as the playoffs continue. Next.
Here in South Florida, it is on to the Eastern Conference Semifinals series. A capacity crowd better than 19,000 still making their way into American Airlines Arena. It is a white-hot theme throughout the playoffs. Once again, a sea of white as we get ready for game one of the best of seven with the New Jersey Nets taking on the Miami Heat in the first game of our TNT.
ESPN, the magazine's last cover, said nobody wants to play the Nets and the Heat. Well, they saw why.
Yeah, the Heat off the Astros Monday. Barry Bonds sat. Perhaps he watched Miami whiff. Game one for a trip to the conference finals. Heat swept the Nets in last season's playoffs. Shaq, 8-0 career against the Nets in the playoffs. But Shaq started slowly, and the Nets didn't. They were making 15 of their first 21 shots in the first quarter. Shaq was doing that, losing the ball and then getting the offensive foul and then another turnover. Remember, Miami went 23-5 at home against the East this regular season. One of those losses was to New Jersey. Shaq, 2 fouls, 3 turnovers, no points, played just 5 minutes in the first quarter. Still in the first, Jason Kidd made his first 6 shots, had 17 at the half. Nets, Kidd ended up with 22, Nets up 10, and then Richard Jefferson, 13 points in the first quarter. Nets up 38-21. 38 points, the most that Heat had ever given up in the first quarter of a playoff game. Second quarter, look at all the coverage on Shaq, another turnover. Shaq, 4 turnovers in the first half. New Jersey, 24 points off 17 Miami turnovers. Vince Carter splitting the double team, 64-46 at the half. Hey, the Nets averaged just 94 points per game. More from the Jersey boys. Carter, Kidd, Jefferson. Nets by as many as 28 in the third quarter. Heat down 21. Dwayne Wade, not many highlights for him to edit, but this would have made it. 25 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 19-point game. Third quarter, this is what they're talking about after this game. Richard Jefferson misses a jumper, goes down with an ankle injury, left with 20 points, did not return. The Nets wouldn't need him, although Miami did cut it to 9 with 4 minutes left. But too much Carter, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. New Jersey, a 12-0 run in the first quarter, a 13-0 run in the third quarter, and they go on to win the game 100-88 in a score not indicative of how not close this game was. Nets in control the whole way. Now, Shaq, his birthplace, New Jersey, and he finally suffers a loss against the New Jersey team. Game 2 is Wednesday in Miami. Coach Frank hopes Richard Jefferson's ankle responds, and he's ready.
The x-rays were negative. It's in a walking boot right now, and then that's all we have to say really about it.
We have a lot of respect for the Miami Heat because we do realize that they're one of the best teams in the East. So I think for us, we just wanted to step on the floor tonight from the beginning and just compete with one of the better teams.
I thought the key to the game tonight was Jason's play, though. I mean, he, you know, I'm sure that basically what happened in 6 games against Indiana got into his head a little bit, but he was as good as I've seen him.
My game isn't dictated on points. It's, you know, setting the tone, being able to, you know, find the open guy, and that's what I tried to do tonight.
That's Jason Kidd. You know, you can't say you don't expect him, you know, to be the player that he always have been. So, you know, you take it on the chin, you know, right now, but we come back game 2 Wednesday and be better.
Well, Kidd was definitely an X factor. Remember, he shot just 28% against the Pacers in that series, had 22 points after scoring only 23 in his last 3 games of the Pacers series. Vince Carter, 15 for 19 from the foul line. 9 Heat turnovers in the first quarter, a high for any team in this year's playoffs. Paul Silas, can the Heat take anything positive from this loss?
The thing that we can take positive from the Heat is that Shaquille O'Neal is going to make some adjustments. In the first game, he broad jumped into his man when he was taking his hook shot. Second half, he high jumped. He did not bowl his man over, and he created a lot of space for himself, made shots, and everybody else followed. If you look down the line, what you expect from the Miami Heat is to control tempo. If they can do this, they're going to play their type of basketball, execute their offense. The Nets are not going to be able to run out as they did in the first game. It's going to give Miami a chance. I look for an excellent series the rest of the way because I think Miami will make those adjustments.
All righty, Coach. As Shaq goes, Miami goes. Once again, he got in early foul trouble. 2 in the first 5 minutes. Had just 7 points through 3 quarters. He did lead the late charge, finished with 20 and 10. But Shaq, 15 points, 7 boards per game in Miami's 3 losses in these playoffs.